Good morning, everyone. We'll be starting our service momentarily. If you'd like to take your seats. Good morning again, and welcome to this morning's service on this first service for the month of July. This service is a special service. We were going to be observing Shotsuki Hoyo for both the month of July and August. My name is Rick Cheeks, and with my family, Flynn and Angela, we'll be chairing this morning's service with you, and we thank you for coming. Those of you that are here and those of you that are watching the live stream at home or will be watching the recording at a later time. Beginning the Shotsuki Hoyo service, Smitty Sensei will be giving an introduction or an explanation of the Shotsuki Hoyo names that will be listed from the Buddhist Temple of San Diego's Shotsuki Hoyo names list for both July and August. But before she does that, she'll be leading us in silent meditation.
Kansho. Many things occur in our human lives, but whatever difficulties or sadness we may have experienced, if we can look upon our lives as being rare and wondrous events, then we will truly have lived. Namo Amida, Namo, Namanda, 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 Namanda.
Reverend Smitty will now be reading the names for Shotsuki Hoyo for July and August.
As I read the names, you're welcome to come forward and oshoko or offer incense as I read names of family and friends and loved ones. For the month of July, Diane Tachiki Hutchison, Gladys Yoshiko Imori, Akitoshi Inoue, Yuruko Hagio, Haruko Nakatani, Dr. Y. Miyamoto, Henry Shimada, Naganori Uchiyama, Jonathan Herrera, Yoshiko Iwataki, Jack Takaguchi, Hideo Ochi, Chie Ito, En Nishiguchi, Kaizo Ida, Tsuneji Suda, Tamio Okano, Jim Doi, Don Morimoto, Eugene Terada, Christine Shimizu, Kazukio Otto, Kurume Doi, Komeno Sakamoto, Sakayo Kawamoto, Tom Itsumi Hayashi, Michiko Koba, Eric Kawamoto, Toshio Hashimoto, Husako Inoue, Wasa Osaki, Matsu Ito, Torio Ishisaki, Yukie Shiosaki, Yutaka Takasugi, Fujino Shimizu, Katsu Tanizaki, Noboru Sakaguchi, Shigeo Yamanishi, Hideo Suyenaga, Toshitaro Yamashita. Kingo Ochi. Chie Kyutoko. Zenichi Ogawa. Kosaburo Ishino. Senroku Kawasaki. Kijiro Kinoshita. Kichinaga Iwasaki. Masakazu Ishizu. Jiro Muraoka. Tari Otomo. Mine Ogata. Sharon Yamaguchi. Jusuke Himaka. Kikujiro Shinoda. Kazue Murakami. Mitsu Iwata. Haru Hayashi. Tsune Hayashi. Hidekichi Doi. Kohichi Kuwada. Fumino Honda. Takeo Okuma. Kinosuke Tsuneyoshi. And those who have passed away in the month of August. Naomi Tanaka. Jeff Malgrim. Miyoshi Horiuchi. Yoshiko Watanabe. Yachie Motobu. Betty Tsuneko Yano. Kaname Ken Nakamura. Kyoko Omori. Lillian Atsuko Sekishiro. Florence Yamashita. Florence Suyako Mizuki. Kyoko Ochi. Takashi Furukawa. Jackie Newcomer. Masa Nishinaga. Rodney Furuya. Husai Akiyama. Yukie Hayashi, Hisako Helen Matthews, Michiko Kishimoto, Margarita Rodriguez, Tetsu Yamasaki, Hisatoshi Ueji, Kyoko Nakamura, Mitsu Hachisu, Roy Nakatani, Stephen Yamamoto, Sakaru Ralph Goya, Tomeno Kinoshita, Toyoichi Tanaka, Janet Takaguchi, Paul Shimizu, James Balau, Kitoji Ninamiya, Michiko Kitagawa, Saburo Muraoka, Atsuye Kobayashi, Masuyo Fujii, Fuji Hashiguchi, Onoye Ito, Kan Nishinaga, Masahide Kuroye, Misao Taniguchi, Denichi Kawasaki, Minamurata, Kinjiro Nakamura, Kanichi Tsuji, Mitsu Ohara, Hatsuko Takatsugi, Toko Matsumoto, Gensichi Nebeta, Taka Yamashita, Kuni Yonekura, Haruo Otsuji, Tadao Kiyono, Mitsuo Taniguchi. Again, you're welcome to come forward and make an offering of incense today for loved ones, family, friends who have passed away in the months of July and August, whether I have read their names this morning or not.
Please open your service books to page 35. We'll begin our Sutra chanting Juseige.
Segan Ishimujodo Shigan Fumanzok Sehujo Shogak Ga Omuroko Fuidai Seshu Fusai Shobingu Sehujo Shoga Gashi Jobundo Myosho Chojipo Kukyo Mishomon Sehujo Shoga Ryokujin Shonen Jo Eshu Bongyo Shigumu Jodo Isho Teninshi Jinriki Endaiko Fusho Musaido Shoujo Sankumyo Kosai Chuyakunan Kaihichi Egen Meshi Konmoan Heisoku Shoakudo Tsudaten Zen Shumon Koso Jomanzo Iorojipo Nichigan Shujuki Enko Onfugen Ishukai Hozo Koseku Dokuho Jodai Shuchu Seppo Shishiku Kuyo Isai Bud Gusoku Shutoku Hon Gane Shinjo Man Toku Isangai O Nyobuten Mugechi Tsudaten Mihusho Gangaku Erik Toshi Sai Shoson Shiganya Koka Daisen Okando Koku Shotenin Touchin Myoke Namandabu Namandabu Seisai Kansho, Namandab, 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 Namandab.
Reverend Smitty will now give us our Dharma message.
Please join me in Gassho. In the beginningless, endless flow of time, each life is a mere ripple, existing only for an instantaneous moment and disappearing forever. But each life is a unique experience, with beauty and truth all of its own, with no identical counterpart in history, and none absolutely the same in the future. Your life, my life, is attuned to the rhythm of the cosmos, and to the heartbeat of reality. Each life exists in the eternal now. Namo Amitabhut, Namandab, 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 Namandab. Well, good morning. In the Sutra of the Buddha of Immeasurable Life, which we generally refer to as the larger sutra, Bodhisattva Dharmakara is said to have made 48 incomparable vows before becoming a Buddha. And as the story goes, this process took a very long time. So Bodhisattva Dharmakara took 5 kalpas to formulate his 48 vows, and more than 5 kalpas after making his vows to fulfill them and become Amida Buddha, thereby guaranteeing that all sentient beings would also achieve Buddhahood. And this story illustrates how difficult it was for Dharmakara to achieve Buddhahood, and also demonstrates how difficult it is to save all sentient beings. More than 10 kalpas passed from the time that Dharmakara kind of demoted himself because he was a king and made himself a bodhisattva, and then made his vows, and then gained Buddhahood as Amida Buddha. You all know what a kalpa is, right? Well, the term kalpa is a Sanskrit word meaning an eon, or a really long period of time by human standards. In fact, a kalpa is an unimaginably long period of time, and because of this, most of the time it's defined metaphorically. One such metaphor says to imagine a gigantic rock mountain approximately 1 cubic yojana in size. You know what a yojana is, right? Okay. So a yojana is an ancient Indian unit of measurement equal to about 8 miles by today's standards. And then imagine swiping at the mountain with a feather once every 100 years. So according to the Buddha, the mountain will crumble to dust after the passage of a kalpa. Another metaphor says to imagine a great walled city, 1 square yojana in size. Everybody knows what a yojana is now. And you fill it with poppy seeds up to the top of those walls. And if you remove 1 poppy seed every 100 years, the city will be emptied of seeds after the passage of a kalpa. So, there are more specific kalpas, definitions of kalpas found in Hindu texts that say that a single kalpa equals 4.32 billion years. But in another text, there are 4 different lengths of kalpas defined. A regular kalpa is nearly 16.8 million years long. A small kalpa is 1,000 regular kalpas, or about 16.8 billion years. And then further, it says a medium kalpa is roughly 320 billion years, or the equivalent of 19 small kalpas. And a great kalpa, who knew there was something bigger than just a kalpa? A great kalpa is 4 medium kalpas, or around 1.28 trillion years. So considering the length of time that took Dharmakara to make and fulfill his vows, I have a difficult time fathoming one kalpa of time passing, let alone more than 10. It's just too big for me to comprehend that kind of time. Now let's consider the other end of the spectrum. From unimaginably long periods of time to unimaginably short ones. So when I was in college, there was a lecture given by Admiral Grace Hopper, and she was not only a naval officer, but also a mathematician, a computer pioneer, and the creator of COBOL, one of the first modern programming languages. Anybody here remember COBOL? Just a few folks. So Admiral Hopper is also the computer scientist who brought the term debugging into popular language. When an actual bug, in this case a moth, was found in the mainframe in 1947. So when I met Grace Hopper in the early 1980s, she was already famous for her nanosecond visual aid. You see, generals and admirals used to ask her why satellite communication took so long. And in order to explain this, she started handing out pieces of wire that were 11.8 inches long, the distance that light travels in 1 nanosecond. And while Admiral Hopper called these pieces of wire nanoseconds, she was careful to inform those who received one that the length of a nanosecond was actually the maximum speed the signals would travel in a vacuum, and that signals would travel more slowly through the actual wires that she handed out as teaching aids. So what's a nanosecond, other than that 11.8 inches pieces of wire? Well, it's 1 billionth of a second, or 1/1000th of a microsecond. And of course, I know you know a microsecond is 1/1,000,000th of a second. So compared to the 11.8 inches of Grace Hopper's nanosecond wire, a microsecond, which would be represented by 984 feet of wire. So you can just imagine, we're talking about such short periods of time that even a nanosecond would be nearly 1,000 feet long of wire. So I still have difficulty fathoming the passage of a nanosecond. It's just, really hard for me to comprehend something that short. So with all this talk of kalpas and nanoseconds, next I have to ask, what's time? Is it something that has always existed, or is it something that we created to make sense of things? And it's a great debate of physicists and philosophers. We might say time is what clocks measure, or time is what keeps everything from happening all at once. Another definition of time views it as a dimension in which events can be ordered from the past through the present and into the future. We keep track of time with calendars and clocks, and when we're having fun or a good time, we say time flies by, but when we're bored or just not thrilled with what's going on, time crawls by. And while I don't understand a kalpa or a nanosecond, I have a rough idea of what a year, a month, a week, a day, an hour, a minute, or a second is. Or at least most of the time, I think I understand those things. Most of us keep personal calendars, and we mark the passage of days and months, and we annotate them with important events and dates. And we use calendars to plan for our future and review our past. And while I think the significance and meaning to life is to be discovered in the here and now, not some distant past or some nebulous future. And the problem is that this realization doesn't come easily to most of us. Time is this construct that helps us to order our lives, but it's not life itself. It's not reality itself. American poet and educator Henry Wadsworth Longfellow was rather critical of our notion of time. And in 1869, he wrote, "What is time? The shadow on the dial, the striking of a clock, the running of the sand, day and night, summer and winter, months, years, centuries. These are but arbitrary and natural signs, the measure of time, not time itself. Time is the life of the soul." Well, I'm not going to argue views on the Buddhist thoughts on souls and no souls at this point. But just understand that Longfellow was equating time to the essence or significance of our lives themselves, not pages on a calendar or ticks of a clock. Our lives are made up of a series of moments that we rarely take notice of. Do you ever go to the movies? See a lot of heads nodding, sure. Well, what we view on the screen really isn't a continuous flow of the movie. A movie, or more correctly, motion picture, is a series of still images which, when shown on the screen, creates an illusion of moving images due to the phi phenomena. Now, the phi phenomena is the optical illusion of perceiving continuous motion between separate objects viewed rapidly in succession. Maybe you've explored this phenomenon and didn't even realize it when you were a kid. By drawing little stick figures on the bottom of pages of a tablet of paper and then flipping through them rapidly, making it look like those little stick figures are moving and jumping and doing things. That's the same notion of what's going on when we watch movies. When we watch the movie unfold on the screen, we're unaware that each frame that makes up the film is a separate and distinct moment because we don't perceive the individual frames. We assume that continuity of motion exists. And the continuum is an illusion, or perhaps a delusion, that we perceive as being reality. Well, some of that has to do with what life is. It's not a continuum, but a series of moments. Not years, months, weeks, or days. Those are convenient measures of the passage of time. We can no more dwell in the past than we can dwell in our own future. The past has disappeared and can't be grasped, and the future doesn't exist yet and can't be grasped, and the present is the only thing that we're really left with. And as soon as we attempt to hold on to this moment, it too eludes us and slips into our past. Therefore, this moment, this here and now, actually demands our immediate and complete attention. Saying that is one thing. Actually giving our fullest attention to this moment is really another. When I lived in Japan, I was introduced to the concept of ichigo ichie, and sometimes that's translated as one time, one meeting, and others interpret ichigo ichie as one encounter, one chance, one lifetime, one meeting, or a whole lifetime in a single encounter. And the kanji for ichigo ichie is sometimes displayed as a reminder during a ritual that exemplifies that phrase, the tea ceremony. The tea ceremony is a ritual of silence and exacting movements, and it's usually conducted only for a handful of participants. And the senses are heightened, and attention is focused on each moment. And each moment is linked, but each is distinct, never to be repeated again. Even if the same participants in the tea ceremony meet the following day for tea, the experience would be an entirely different one, because each moment is one chance, and each moment is to be savored, never to be repeated. Back to the topic of watching movies. How many of you have seen the 1994 film Forrest Gump? It's kind of one of the classics anymore. So Tom Hanks plays that good-hearted but naive and slow-witted Forrest Gump, a man who manages to somehow be involved with almost every major historical event during the last half of the 20th century. Anyways, the subtitle in Japan for the movie Forrest Gump is Ichigo Ichie. And I suppose this is because the title character, Forrest Gump, seemed to appreciate every moment and every chance encounter without a thought of being anywhere except where he is at that moment, experiencing exactly what he's experiencing at that time. Would you treat this moment differently if you knew this was the last time we would see each other? Have you read the book or seen the TV movie Tuesdays with Morrie? Well, in the memoir, author Mitch Albom recounts the time he spent with his 78-year-old retired sociology professor, Morrie Schwartz, of Brandeis University. And the story focuses on the final days of Professor Schwartz, who is dying from ALS. And Morrie laments that so many people are merely existing with no real meaning to their lives. And he actually suggests that we all turn to Buddhism in order to find meaning. And he says, do what the Buddhists do. Every day, have a little bird on your shoulder that asks, is today the day? Am I ready? Am I doing all I need to do? Am I being the person I want to be? And he turned his head to his shoulder as if the bird were there now. Is today the day I die, he said. I didn't know that was a Buddhist practice, but I really like the picture that paints in your mind. It's not a morbid obsession with dying. It's an acknowledgement that this life is precious. This moment will never be repeated and will never return. The emphasis is on living, not dying. Living in the here and now and savoring and fully experiencing this moment. You know, my mother passed away Thursday evening. She made it through almost 94 years of a well-lived life. I was fortunate to spend time with her this past December while she was doing fairly well, and was with her again just over a week ago. But this time she was in the hospital with her physical health declining rapidly. But her mind was sharp as ever. And my niece Lauren drove me back to the Pittsburgh airport at the end of this visit. Lauren is in her early 20s and already has master's degrees in bioethics and medical humanities. And as she drove, she asked if I was okay with the possibility that it might be the last time I see my mom. And I responded that each moment we spent with each other might be our last one. And this time that turned out to be true. Excuse me. So unlike Forrest Gump or the participants during a tea ceremony, most of the time we're unaware of the individual precious moments that occur in our lives. Moments that will never be repeated in an eternity. This moment will not occur again in hundreds of kalpas. Our meeting here today will never be repeated. Sure, some of us will come here next Sunday morning, but some of us may not. Others who didn't attend service today might attend service in the next week, or the next month, or the next year. But none will be the same as the service today. Ichigo ichie. Treasure every meeting, for it will never reoccur. Give this moment and every moment your immediate and fullest attention. Don't just watch the clock tick or the pages flip on the calendar. Savor the here and now. Please join me again in Gassho. In the beginningless, endless flow of time, each life is a mere ripple, existing only for an instantaneous moment and disappearing forever. But each life is a unique experience with beauty and truth, all of its own, with no identical counterpart in history, and none absolutely the same in the future. Your life, my life, is attuned to the rhythm of the cosmos and to the heartbeat of reality. Each life exists in the eternal now. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda, 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 Namanda.
Sensei, thank you for such a heartfelt Dharma message, and on behalf of the Sangha, our deepest condolences to you. It's I know it can be very difficult to come up here and share the pain of grief, but that's part of, I think, the collective empathy of the Sangha is to be here for that. So if you would all rise we will be singing the Gatha Ondoksan, which can be found on page 128. So
Please follow me in our pledge, which can be found as an insert in the purple service book. Oh, last page. Yeah. Okay. Our pledge. Breaking out of my shell, I will share a warm smile and speak gentle words, like the kind Buddha. Not becoming lost in my greed, anger, and ignorance, I shall think and act with an open mind, just like the calm Buddha. Not putting myself first, I will share in the joy and sadness of others, just like the compassionate Buddha. Realizing the gift of life I have received, I shall strive to live each day to its fullest, like the Buddha who tirelessly works to liberate all. Kansho. Namo Idapsu. Namo Idapsu. Namo Idapsu. Thank you. You may be seated. Are there any announcements?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Bern. Thank you for allowing me to be here today. I'm from Gardena Buddhist Church, and I'm a member of Ichimi. My wife and I are happy to be here today for our meet and greet. We'd also like to share that we're having our seminar August 9th, and our focus is on LGBTQ plus issues in Jodo Shinshu temples. Thank you for the opportunity to be here. Thanks for Bill for helping me coordinate, and Smitty Sensei, thank you always. August 9th.
The Dharma Group would like to thank temple members and Dharma friends who supported our 2025 school supplies donation drive with in-kind and monetary donations during the month of June. All donated and purchased school supplies were delivered to Hope for San Diego on July 1st. Donations were a good mix of backpacks, pencils, erasers, and many other school items. The donations will be put into backpacks and will be delivered to underserved students in our community later this month. Thank you so much for your generosity. And second announcement, the San Diego Food Bank is running its Neighbors Helping Neighbors donation drive. The event specifically will be on Saturday, August the 16th from 9 to 11. Some of the most needed items are canned chicken and tuna, peanut butter, canned soup, canned and dried beans, canned vegetables, canned and dried fruit, cereal, infant formula, powdered milk, rice, nuts, and seeds. The only thing that they can't take is anything that comes in a glass container. This event will be our temple will be a drive-through location on that date and time, but you can also bring in donations if you want during Sunday services or during Obon practice on Wednesdays. But the actual event will take place on August 16th. And apparently, the San Diego Food Bank is also partnering with 2 local organizations that apparently have urgent need of diapers of all sizes and baby wipes. So if you can donate that also, that would be great. And I think that's it. Thank you very much.
Hello, I'm Ann Ong, and on Saturday, August 23rd, we will have an all-day workshop called Yoga and Buddhism for a Healthy Lifestyle, and it will feature Bob Matsueda from the Institute of Buddhistic Studies, who is a yogi. And also we will feature some of our members, Wendy Miyashiro, who is an acupuncturist, and she will give a talk on acupuncture, and also Sylvia Kawahara will lead a mindfulness session after lunch. So it'll be from 8:30 to 5 p.m. on Saturday, August 23rd, and it is sponsored by the BCA Dharma Forward organization, and also due to a very generous donation, we will offer it for $30, and then members is $20. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you.
Good morning. I'd like to invite everyone to our Obon practice today for the Obonodori, which will be August the 2nd. And they're Japanese folk dances, and they're easy to learn. The steps are repetitive, and we'll be practicing those dances today, Sundays, every Sunday in July at 11, from 11 to 1, and then on Wednesday evenings from 7 to 9. So please come out. We'll be happy to see you. Also, if you have a yukata that you'd like to wear, we'll have some dressers there that day that can help you to dress. And I think at the Obonogen shop that Joyce is doing, there'll be yukatas and happy coats for sale there also. Thank you.
Hi, quick announcement about our Ponko sales. Ongoing, $3. It's for the FBWA conference to offset some of the costs. So we'll be selling downstairs and also maybe during dance practice and during Bonodori. Thanks.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Nice to see all of you today. To add to Junko's announcement, the Obon Again shop, which is being, we have every year that where the proceeds benefit the temple's scholarship program, and Joyce Teague will be running the show again for the Obon Again shop, and she's seeking volunteers who would like to help. And so if you're interested in helping, you can put your names down on the list. She's looking for volunteers to help begin next Sunday, July 13th, after the service. And so if you're interested, you could, Joyce would like your email and phone number so she can contact you with more details. Later on, and of course, our Obon Hatsubon service is on August 2nd. And our guest speaker that day will be Reverend John Turner from the Orange County Buddhist Church. And to go with the Hatsubon service, we will be honoring those loved ones, family members who passed away during from the previous obon up until now. If you have a family member who passed away during that time and you would like to have them honored, please let us know so we can have a candle lit in honor of your family member who had passed away since Obona 2024. And then finally, our other announcement is, every once in a while we have a trip to an obon. We visit different obons throughout the area, and of course this year we're going to do a road trip to visit Las Vegas Obon Festival, August 15th through 17th. So if you're interested in going, please sign up. We're taking reservations this month for it. It's 2 nights in Las Vegas. Obon is on Saturday the 16th. And I have more information on the details. And I know if you're worried about the weather, it's going to be hot and everything. But Obon's inside. They don't have outdoor Obon. It's indoors. So so please consider if you'd like to go different place for Obon this year after our Obon. Please consider to sign up. Okay, thank you.
Did everybody get all of that? Did you have your calendars out and writing all of those dates down? Just in case you missed any of that, you can visit our website, and all of those announcements and information, you can find that there. I have been to the Las Vegas Obon, haven't been for a while, but there were some Elvises dancing Bonodori. So I do suggest, if you haven't done it, to go out and try that out. Okay, we have reached the end of our service. Just another announcement. Following this service, downstairs there will be hospitality, and you probably did heard that there's our first Bonodori practice will be occurring today. But there also will be a Howa, which is a Japanese language sermon following the service. Yukari sensei will be giving the Howa following the service for those who would like to stay and listen to the Japanese language sermon. With that, I'd like to go ahead and begin closing the service and with closing music meditation. Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo.
Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo.
Namo Amida Butsu. Namo.
Namo. Namo.
I have a list of people here I'd like to thank for making today's service possible. First to Robert, who provided us with beautiful guitar music for our gathas and music meditations. Brevin over here, who's working the live stream and the audio visual as well. Mr. Glenn, who was in the back, who was welcoming people in the alcove as they came in. Ralph and Nancy, I believe both, or one of them was doing the office toban. There are a lot of people that you don't see up front here that help make the services possible, that are working downstairs and other places as well. To our minister's assistants, Arturo, Sharon, and Yukari sensei, and to Reverend Smitty, our officiant for today's service. And I guess I should probably thank my family too, because they helped chair the service, so thanks guys. At this time, I'd like to welcome you all to, as soon as Arturo Sensei is finished, to come up and offer incense. I hope to see you downstairs, and you're welcome to stay for Howa. Thank you.
By the way, when you're downstairs for hospitality, please come by and be sure to welcome Bern and their wife Valentina. And they have a little more information about the August seminar. It features our supervising minister, Reverend Gregory Gibbs, as the keynote speaker. So we have a good reason to go.
Nihongo Hoyo 始めます。日本語法話を始めます。 では合唱お願いいたします。ナマンダーブスナマンダーブスナマンダーブス。弥陀仏本願念仏邪見狂慢なく修正信行十字十二難南中西南昔ナマンダーブスナ。ただいま読みましたのは昇進下の一部です。こういうふうに読めば分かったかなと思うんですけど、弥陀仏本願念仏邪見狂慢なく修正信行十字十二難南中西南昔。これ聞いたことありますよね。あります。昇進下の絵教団っていうところがあって、この絵教団っていうのは親鸞上人がお釈迦様と阿弥陀如来を称えていらっしゃるセクションなんですけれども、その一番最後のセクション、一番最後にこの今読んだところがあります。それで今日は、この4行をご説明して、その後私が感じていることをお伝えしようかなって思っています。それでは、サービスブックの63ページを開いてください。Please open the service book, page 63. お願いします。63ページの右側の方に載っているところが今私が読んだところです。じゃあ1行ずつご説明します。弥陀仏本願念仏っていうのは阿弥陀如来の教え、念仏の教えっていうことです。そして2行目の邪見狂慢なく修正であるのは、邪見っていうのは間違ったものの見方、または、偏ったものの見方、そして狂慢っていうのは自分が一番偉くて自分が考えていることはいつも正しいって思っていることです。そしてなくは悪、悪い、そして主情は人々だから、間違った見方をして自分が一番偉いと思っている悪い人々。親鸞上人はちょっとなんかこういうふうにすごいシビアな感じでおっしゃってますけれども、これ普通の人だと思います。特になんか私のことを言われているような気がします。次が信行十字十二難。この信行っていうのは、これは信心、他力信心のことです。ですのでこの行は、信心をいただくのはとても難しい。そして最後の行は、難しいことの中でも一番難しい。親鸞上人はそう言っておっしゃってます。難しいことって私にはいっぱいあります。こういうふうに人の前で話すのもとても難しいです。でまとめて言いますと、阿弥陀如来の本願念仏の教えは間違った見方や それから自分が一番正しいと思っている、自分が一番偉いと思っている人々にとっては信じるのは難しい。難しい中でも一番難しいということになります。この中で出てくる言葉で信行ってあるんですけれども、この3行目の信行という言葉、これは信心ということで、信心というのは何かって言ったら、阿弥陀如来の教えをそのまま素直に受け入れることができるっていうことが信心なんです。そして阿弥陀如来のその本願念仏の教えっていうのは法蔵菩薩のお話ですね。さっきスミティ先生も法蔵菩薩のお話を最初にされていましたけれども、阿弥陀如来は法蔵菩薩で、私たちを救うために本当に長い間修行を積まれて、そして48願を立てられて、お浄土も作られて、それでその長い間ご修行されて、で願を叶えてくださいました。でこのお話を疑うことなく受け入れることができるっていうことが信心ということです。ですので、この4行は阿弥陀如来のこの法蔵菩薩のお話を疑いなく受け入れることは、普通の人にとっては本当に難しいことだって親鸞上人はここでおっしゃっています。で、私がなんでこの4行を選んだかというと、やっぱり難しい難中止難昔の部分がすごい気に入ったからです。私もこの法蔵菩薩のお話を疑いなく受け入れるっていうのは、私にとっては難しいなって思ったんですね。で、私さっき言ったように、もちろん私も間違った見方をしていて、私はいつも偉いと思っている悪い人の一人ですけれども、なんでこの阿弥陀如来のお話を受け入れるのが難しいかなって思ったら、私ね、何でも頭で考えているからだと思うんです。頭で考えてこのお話のことを考える、頭の中で考えると全然わからなくなってきます。例えば、お浄土って本当にあるのとか、あるとしたら宇宙のどこにあるの？阿弥陀如来って本当にいるの？阿弥陀如来って誰なの？ね、そういうことが頭で考えると、頭の中でぐるぐるになってしまって、全然答えが出てきません。そして死んだらどうなるのとか、死んだらもうそれで終わりじゃないなんていうふうなことも考えてしまいます。だから頭で考えてるからいけないんだなと思うんです。でもこの阿弥陀如来の教えは心で感じることができます。私はこの阿弥陀如来の教えを心で感じたことが何度もあります。例えば浄土真宗のお寺に来て、サンディエゴのこのお寺だけでもなくて、例えばこのサンディエゴのお寺 だけじゃなくてオレンジカウンティのお寺に行った時も、築地本願寺に行った時も、それから京都の本山の西本願寺に行った時も同じです。こう本堂に入ってきてお線香の匂いに包まれて、そうすると、阿弥陀如来って本当にいらっしゃるんだなって思います。それでみんなでお経を読む時もね、重生下とか三仏下とか昇進下とか、みんなでお経を読んで何万だってお唱えすると、阿弥陀如来はもう私たち全員の阿弥陀如来のお慈悲が私たち全員をこういうふうになんてエンブレイスしているんだなって思います。今ちょっと日本語忘れてしまう。それからとってもきれいな夕焼けを見たとき、お浄土はあるんだなと思います。サンディエゴは夕日が海にこう沈みますよね。それで海がじゃなくて太陽が海に沈んだ後、すっごくきれいな夕焼けになる時がありますよね。なんか一番上は青くて、その下はピンクとかオレンジとか赤とかいろんな色のレイヤーがあって、その夕焼けを見ると、やっぱお浄土ってあるんだな、あっちの方にお浄土があるんだなって思います。それは頭で考えてるんじゃなくて心で感じています。あともう一つは、私は自分のおばあちゃんのことを考えると、おばあちゃんはお浄土にいるんだな。おばあちゃんは生きてた時はいつも何万ダーブ何万ダーブって言ってたんですね。それでなかなか大変な辛い人生だったけど、でもおばあちゃんのことを思い出すと、おばあちゃんはお浄土にいるんだなって思います。ですからこの南中心な昔、阿弥陀如来のこの素晴らしい教え、私たちを救ってくださるという教えは頭で考えると分かんないけれども、心で感じることはできると思います。皆さんはどうお考えでしょうか。今日は私の話を聞いてくださいましてありがとうございました。それではお念仏で終わりにします。ナマンダウスナマンダウスナマンダウス。